coming to you live from the studios of 100.9 FM WCHQ and WCHQFM.com. This is In the Studio with your host, Gavin Castor. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to In the Studio. This is our inaugural premiere broadcast, and I'm really pleased as punch. I'm Gavin Castor, your host, and we are honored and thrilled to have as our first guest JoAnn and the Dakota.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, we're pumped.
Yeah, I was really thrilled, and just in time for the WCHQ open house, which happens in 2 weeks on April 15th.
And that's going to be the place to be. That's going to be a good party
Absolutely.
right there.
Right across the street at Apocalypse Brew Works, we're going to have guided tours. You're going to meet all the fabulous personalities, and I'll be there too. And
Yeah.
So meet the WCHQ personalities, come visit the new studios, fabulous live room, and of course, you can get a good look at it right now on our video, Facebook Live. Tune in, Facebook Live, WCHQ 100.9 FM on Facebook. We are also on Twitter. I've set up an Instagram and Twitter account for In the Studio. For Instagram, it is at In the Studio WCHQ, and on Twitter, it's at In the Studio Lou. So keep up to date with all the guests coming up. We've got some really great guests coming up for us in the Photons. We've got Zach Stefanski next week. Juggernaut Jug Bands. Villa Muir's coming up in May to plug their set at the Mighty Kindness Hoot. So got a lot of great people coming up. So, but for now, JoAnn and the Dakota, how you guys doing?
Real good. Yes.
Great.
We're pumped to be here. We were at the old studio before, down in the basement. Loved that. But right here, we're looking out at Melwood Avenue. We can see cars going by. You got an awesome front porch. This is a place to hang out. It's awesome.
The place to be.
It is a place to be.
And
dig it. Yeah.
we got some new state-of-the-art equipment too, and we're figuring that out too.
State of the art equipment.
State-of-the-art equipment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There it goes. We're getting our camera. Our camera was a little unplugged. Now it's panning around.
So you can see it. I see it panning.
Oh,
Look at it.
wow.
It's fancy. It's moving. Here I am.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. No, it's not something you drank or smoked, folks.
Yeah.
It's technology.
It's technology at its finest.
Yes.
Amazing.
So we're going to get into some history. Why don't we ask a little bit of the history, JoAnn and the Dakota, where the name came from. And JoAnn, you and I go back many years.
Long time, many years.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are super pumped to be here. The name kind of came about. Lyle was a big part of that. Is like with the name Dakota, I always really liked it and everything, but like the basis of it is that's where John Lennon lived, and like he could live anywhere in the world is the Dakota, and I'm a huge Beatles fan, so I dig that. So yeah, because I mean he lived there, he died there, he could live anywhere in the world he wanted, and he chose to live there. So I don't know, that's kind of a reference to that. So
That's a cool name.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I like
it.
it.
I love the imagery. You know, I'm showing my age. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. You know, my family in the living room had the Life magazine that covered Woodstock. You know, my favorite issue. I still remember that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love the tie dye, and
Me too.
we got the puppet collection right there. It's right in the frame in the front, along with lamb chop.
I hope they can see them. I hope everybody can see them right now, because those are my favorite things in the world.
Yeah, see if you can pan that a little bit left there, and we can get lamb chop in there. She's kind of hanging off the edge of the stool.
And that was a gift to me when we played Port Castle and we closed the show. They came up on stage, Kevin Gibson and everybody came up on stage, and they were like, we have a present for you, and it was always something that I wanted, and like they gave lamb chop to me, and I cried.
wow.
I did. It was one of the coolest things ever. I'm like, anyone
Yeah.
that knows me, my friends, family, it was the perfect gift like to
Yeah.
give to me.
It was a hard cry.
It was, because I had Charlie horse and I had a hush puppy, but I never had lamb chop. But
Oh, wow.
I even looked on eBay, but I was like, I kind of wanted her to come to me at some point. So yeah,
And
I kept
the
the tag
universe
on
brought
her.
her to you.
Yes, in
Yes.
the best possible way.
That is so cool. Yeah, Sherry Lewis was one of my favorites growing up too.
Yeah, I really
loved-
loved her. Yeah, I'm a big fan of toys and stuffed animals, and yeah, I have so many of them. It's kind of crazy. So
That is
yeah.
crazy. You're
My mom
crazy
saved
cool like
everything. My mom saved everything, every toy I ever had. So she saved
how
everything,
cool
and
is
yeah,
that?
she loves toys. And oh, there goes lamb chop, face planted. She loves toys and dolls too. So like she
Yeah.
has always saved everything, and yeah.
That is-
I have
how
them
cool
all.
is that?
I
Yeah.
got pound puppies. I got them all.
Wow.
Popples. I got them all.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Tribbles. Yeah. You got to watch those. You can't have more than two.
Yeah.
You can't have more than one, right? All right. So while we're getting lamb chop situated there.
Just gonna face plant, kind of. Oh, I thought right now we're leaving it be. We're leaving it be, man. So is life.
Yeah. So how about giving us a tune? Real
We're going.
quick?
Yeah, we're gonna play. It's a newer one that's gonna go on our album that we're gonna record. I would say in this year time frame we're gonna record it.
Before 2020. we'll
Before
record it.
2020.
2020,
Yeah. So this is called "Take Me Way Back."
Used to know you, but you lied. Made me feel so much pain inside. I couldn't love you forever, but I tried. You said you loved me, but you lied. You lied. So take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. Take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. So take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. Take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. I don't believe there's such a thing as wasted time. Learn a lesson, and boy, I've learned mine. I think I recognize that look. I've seen it in a movie or a storybook. Go ahead and keep that look. Press between the pages of a book you wrote about how you messed up again. Take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. Take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. So take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place. Take me way back, take me way back, take me away from this place.
.9 WCHQ Louisville. JoAnn and the Dakota here on In the Studio. I'm Gavin Castor. Sounded great, guys.
Thanks so much. It's
Thank
really
you.
cool to get to play here and have a full band set up, because
You-
I
you
always
just
have
have-
loved. I always loved WCHQ and love playing there, but it's cool to be able to have like full on do your thing. So
Yeah.
that's an awesome improvement of everything.
Oh, thank you. You just
Absolutely.
you just answered my question. I ought to sit back here and let you talk.
Nah,
It's
I'm throwing
serendipity.
down. Yeah.
How much time we got?
You don't want that.
But yeah, I was just going to ask you. Well, you just answered that one. How does it feel to have the whole band in? That's something that we kind of are really proud of. to be
Yeah,
able-
absolutely.
Because in most radio stations, when bands are touring, they got their gear set up elsewhere, and so they'll bring in an acoustic and a tambourine, and that's all you get.
Well, luckily,
Yeah.
luckily, this worked out like in the middle of a break of our 3-month tour that we've been on.
Yeah,
We could fit
Yeah.
it in.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, just happened to have the
Got
gear
some
still
time.
We
in
got
the
all the
cars.
gear
Yeah.
and puppets in the car, and
Yeah.
we're just cruising on by.
Yeah,
So I just
cool.
stop in.
Cool. Tell me about the puppets real quick. While I got you.
One of them's
while
got
I
a
you.
some canned asparagus, I believe, up its hole. there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah.
Horse does.
Yeah.
He has a can
Keeps it
of
upright.
asparagus. I like playing puppets. That's a fun thing to do. I don't know.
it's
I
fun.
just I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I like weird things, and I like to do weird things. And the thing I love best about playing music is that in your everyday life, if I did some of the things that I do on stage, everyone thinks you're crazy. But if you get
Yeah.
on a stage, it's like, oh, you can do this. But yeah, if I was walking around with puppets, people are like, what? But if I do it on stage, people are like, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So it is like a place that you can be as weird as you want. And I encourage all musicians and people that perform in any way, everyone's a weirdo. Everyone's a weirdo.
Oh, yeah.
Let it out, man. People love it. They embrace it. But yeah, if I walk down the street with puppets, I mean, I'm crazy.
They would
it's-
expect those puppets being a grocery cart.
it's like they steer clear of you. But
Yeah.
when you're on a stage, they're gonna come right up front and they're like, yeah, because everyone.
How cool is that?
Yeah, because you see someone else doing that kind of stuff, and you're like, I'm not alone. I'm weird too.
Well, yeah.
Let the weird out. So
A dear friend of mine, Jamie Duvall,
Yeah.
would read a Dr. Seuss book in the middle of her sets.
yeah, that's awesome.
Because she's just awesome like that.
Yes, I have the same birthday as Dr. Seuss. That's
Do
one
ya?
of them. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it is true.
You just had, you're just a big piece of floating serendipity, right?
try to be.
like that.
Try to be.
That's pretty.
Everything just comes to you.
I
right?
a lot of great things have come to me because Lord knows I'm a procrastinator and a lazy person, and I don't
Yeah.
go after enough stuff. So I've been lucky of all the cool opportunities, like you reaching out to us to play here tonight. That's one of
Yeah.
them right there.
Well, you're in tune to the universe, dear.
I guess so.
That's what I call it,
I guess so. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
You leave yourself open to the universe.
Yeah.
You stay in tune to it.
Yeah. Just be
Good things
open.
happen.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah.
do.
Well, let's go around the band. Let's start with Meg. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Meg, it's time.
Hi,
Oh, it's time.
Megan Bridges.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You do the keyboards, and give us a little history about your music. What got you started in it?
Basically, this girl, before Lyle was in the band, it was a different incarnation, and I completely fell in love with her music, and so I was always up front at every single show. And then I moved into the house, and then it ended up there was just a jam, and I jumped in on it, and she was like, "You're in the band," and I was
Wow.
like, "Oh my god,
I
this
heard
is
her play
amazing."
tambourine. She played tambourine. I was
Yeah.
like, she's in.
She's in. Yeah.
But
Well-
she also just recorded some vocals on Jack Holiday and the Westerners album, so
Oh, wow.
she's doing other stuff as well.
Well, yeah, I heard you two practicing your harmonies a cappella in the other room. I won't say which room, but
It
in
was
the
the
other.
bathroom.
And it sounded amazing. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, I guess it sounds weird to say there were some amazing sounds coming out of the bathroom.
It happens sometimes.
It has,
though.
it happens.
Bathrooms always have good acoustics. They
Well,
do.
yeah, yeah. One of the things
It's the porcelain.
I got,
Yeah.
I got a lot of old stories like Supertramp when they recorded the Logical song and they could not get the right reverb for the saxophone, and they tried every reverb unit, and he ended up standing in the bathroom,
That would
and
be the
that's
best
where
place.
they got the best reverb, the best sound. Yeah,
Makes sense.
it makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. So, have you been playing along, Meg? Megan, may I call you Meg?
You can call her
Yep.
Meg. Meggers. I call her Meggers sometimes.
Yeah. There's a lot of Megs here in Louisville. Meg Samples
There's
is
some
another
awesome
famous-
Megs. There
Some
are.
really awesome Megs. So, is keyboard your first instrument?
No. No. No, I play it out of necessity.
Gotcha. But you got the great vocals.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
It's
Let's
fun.
let's move over to Mr. Lyle Edwards.
What's up?
What's happening?
It's Monday night.
Yeah. And you're in a lot of projects, notably like Discount Guns.
I
and
dabble, yeah.
You dabble.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell your listeners what all the different projects you've been in?
Mostly just Discount Guns. Had a good run with that. And then, I've just bebopped around. Discount Guns, we added Jason to the band whenever I got into this band because we have fun playing instruments together. And I trusted him enough to be like, this guy can do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this
Jason-
out there. Lyle in his hometown is super famous, and like when he would play a show there and like play like cover songs and do whatever, it
not
would
true.
be people spilled out into the streets. And like, yeah. So anyways,
I used to play a pretty mean Eagle Eye Cherry.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save tonight,
Yeah, that
break
one
the
exactly.
record down.
Yeah, yep. I like playing and jamming. And, yeah.
That's cool. Next we have Mr. Jason Sturgill. I don't know why I'm looking at my notes because Jason and I used to share the stage together. Yeah. Yeah, and I always knew you as a bass player, but before the show, JoAnn was talking about your amazing guitar playing and.
I wouldn't say amazing.
Well, when he played guitar, Lyle said he's like the most amazing guitar player I've ever seen. Like, and too, he plays banjo. He can play. Sometimes
Foreign
for
instruments,
songs in
amazing
this
oud
band,
player.
I've
Yeah.
been given a very bare bones thing of like singing and playing acoustic guitar, and he will write and record every instrument with different parts and everything. So
Yeah.
and he will never like brag about himself or do anything, but he's like musical genius.
This is how
So
you accomplish
deal
this.
with it, Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had to joke with you because I always knew you as a jazz bassist, and when you played with in my band, you had a 5-string bass, and I had to get a little dig when you first walked in and said, "So you dropped a string, huh?" Okay.
Yeah, I get that from
Yeah.
time to time.
Yeah. Just so many songs, you know.
Yeah. Just hold it down in this band.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah. But you hold it down really well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I'm glad to see you busy. I'm always really happy to see really, really talented musicians busy.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of work in town.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of a lot of work, this guy's Mr. Omnipresent, Mr. Nick
A
Stennett
real
on the
piece
drums.
of work. A real piece of work.
Sweet roll Sten up back there.
Yeah, sweet roll Stinnett.
Jason also plays a mean NBA jam. That might
Yeah.
be the best thing he plays.
Yeah.
An NBA gym. Yeah.
NBA jam.
Gotcha.
Video game.
NBA
Video
jam.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he takes it easy on me and still beats me by 20.
Yeah. Poor me. I'm an old guy here, you know, so I grew up. We had Pong.
He probably is really good at that too.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
would beat you at
probably
that
is.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think we first met when you were playing with the Moonlight Peddlers.
Yes, that's right. I believe so. That was
Yeah.
the first time I ever went to a Crescent Hill radio station.
Yeah.
Moonlight Peddlers.
And what was really cool, even though we didn't have room for drums, you had your sidewalk set of
Yeah,
drums.
the
which is-
suitcase.
the suitcase.
That has since probably been replaced 3 or 4 times with different suitcases that I get
Yeah.
off eBay.
Yeah. Do you still have the huge whiskey bottle that you play with?
Oh
it?
yeah, well many of those. Yes, yes, I've emptied many along the
Yeah.
way, but I
Yeah,
probably still
yeah.
have the original somewhere.
Yeah.
But just in case, I keep emptying them in case it ever comes up again.
Yeah. And if our listeners are curious enough, the video is still on our YouTube channel. There's like 1,400 videos on there. But you look up the Moonlight Peddlers, you'll get to see Nick's little sidewalk kit. I call it the sidewalk kit because I picture you playing with the Moonlight Peddlers,
Yeah.
like you've done.
Yeah, there was one time
past.
we actually did play it on the sidewalk. We tried to drown out somebody that was spouting nonsense. So we went out and played to try to drown him out. People
Yeah.
kind of, enjoyed it. I couldn't really
bet they
tell.
did.
Yeah.
Washboard.
And are you still with Louisville Musicians Coalition Service?
I'm sure I'll be brought into that sometime. I was
Yeah.
kind of just somebody that helped out every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're doing nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll call me up if they're listening. Come on, call me.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah. Come on, Heidi, Chad, come on. Nick is
Heidi,
waiting for
Heidi
you to
will
call.
call. She
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
She will
yeah.
like, yeah, I got something for you. I do.
In case you're just tuning in, you are listening to In the Studio here on 100.9 WCHQ Louisville. Our guests tonight are JoAnn and the Dakota. I'm Gavin Castor, and I think we're ready for another tune, guys.
Really tried. This song is called Really Tried.
Really tried.
It's still kind of in the works, so we're going to get a little bit of a rough insight to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
It started sweet on a normal day. You looked at me and I looked away. I held my breath, you held me breathe. You said you'd stay as you turned to leave. Take your time, but hurry up. Too much is not enough. I'm losing sleep, can't stay awake. These dreams I cannot shake. Can feel my face, my hands are tied. But patience is on my side. I try to run, forgot to hide. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. Take your time, but hurry up. Too much is not enough. I'm losing sleep, can't stay awake. These dreams I cannot shake. Can't feel my face, my hands are tied. But patience is on my side. I try to run, I try to hide. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it. I really tried to find it. I really tried hard not to lose it.
One 100.9 WCHQ Louisville. JoAnn and the Dakota live in the studio here on Melwood Avenue at our new digs.
Yeah. It's glorious. It's glorious here.
It's glorious.
It really is.
Yeah, and your lights are coming through on the video too,
That's
which
awesome.
is really cool.
We have more in the crate, but I'm like, one is good. There's only one outlet left. We'll just stick with one for now.
Yeah, you taxed all of our outlets and our snake too.
I'm used to, like, even when we practice, we turn the lights down real low. We don't always do lights like that, but we do have other lights, colored lights.
yeah.
So set that mood.
Yeah,
Gotta set that
that's
mood.
what it's about.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah. When I was growing up, a teenager, and I did the same thing. I got a blue light bulb and a red light bulb, and we just shut everything down and start grooving.
Yeah, get into that groove.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
I did not have any black lights. Nick was asking if we had any black lights.
I love black lights.
Yeah.
Blacklight posters. How come you don't have any blacklight posters, JoAnn?
You know, I used to. I need to have them. I do want a black light. I could wear an all white. Wear all white under a black light. You look so tan and like good and like dance
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
That was
that's
my
right.
that was my teenage years. Was black light posters, lava lamps, all of it.
Oh wow. Yeah. We
Into
had
the
it.
20s.
Yeah, we didn't have I had family members who had black lights at their different homes. I didn't have it at my house. I don't know
You need
why.
one now. Get one now.
I need to get one now.
Me too.
Yeah, set
Change
it up in
everything
our
up.
studio.
Yeah, do it. Just all around the house. Only black lights in the whole house, and just live that. Just change your whole mindset, man. It'll
Yeah.
change your brain. I swear to God.
Our cats would love that.
Be freak out party. They'd be scratching everybody. Get all fired up.
So tell us, JoAnn, how did you get started in the whole music thing?
I always, like, my dad was a musician, and he had this Gibson guitar, and I was always interested. He was a drummer, and he always, till the end of his life, always actively played music. Songwriter, played drums and everything. And I used to have his guitar, and when I first started playing, I'm actually teaching guitar for Girls Rock Louisville right now, and
Oh,
I told those
nice.
girls, I was like, when I first had my dad's guitar, probably for like 4 years, all I would do was I'd be like trying to do some kind of like beatbox, kind of like do
yeah.
it before I learned to play it. And then I got it was called Easy Beatles Guitar Book. It's like a complete book of all the songs of Easy Beatles guitar songs.
Yeah.
And I taught myself how to play from that. And my sister Jennifer kind of taught me how to finger pick a little bit. But
Yeah.
besides that, I learned how to play and sing on Beatles songs completely like by myself. And this was before internet, YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
There was no internet like growing up, you know. And so in 1995, I got a electric guitar for Christmas, and I got the Easy Beatles Guitar Book, and I taught myself how to play those songs. And I always joke, I'm like, I haven't learned that many chords since then. Honestly, I kind of stick with where
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like the Beatles chords. Like someone will play something, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a Beatles chord. I know that from the Beatles book. Like I know this.
Yeah.
So
Beatles Bible,
and then in
basically.
1998, I went away to college and had like my first heartbreak, and I wrote my first real song that I can consider my real song. And then I played in a band in college and stuff. And then I moved back to Louisville, didn't play for a while, and then met a guitar player, and then me and my old guitar player played a show with the Moonlight Peddlers with Nick, and he came up
Yeah.
to me and was like, hey, if you ever want a drummer, you know, I'll play drums. And so that's how that happened. And with Jason, he
cool.
would come to our house and record with my different roommates. And so it ended up too that he was like, oh, okay, I'll play with you too. So it kind of all just like came together.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, yeah, I wanted to encourage my listeners that, again, bands don't happen overnight. Like I said, you and I met 7 years ago,
A long time.
8 years
yes.
ago. I was sharing a gig with Sean Johnson and Jess Langer. I think that was the night.
Yeah.
That's when we met.
Yes, that is. That was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
I've got great memories of first meetings of all different ones, like
Yeah.
Nick and Jason and Heidi Joy and JoAnn and Dakota wasn't even a thought
No.
process then. And here you are, but the years go quick.
They do.
And
They
you got a
blur.
fabulous-
They
yeah.
blur.
Yeah, you have an amazing band, you know. And,
Thank you so much.
And everybody, in fact, Nick Hill, Forest of the Photons, is listening in, and he's saying the mix sounds great. So
Yeah,
thanks a
hey,
lot,
that's
Nick.
good. I love that band.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's the thing is, I feel like I had heard of them, but I just recently saw them open up for Villamure at their release show, and
Yeah.
I instantly fell in love with that band. Like they are so good. They are
Yeah.
so good. His songs, like, and too, I saw him up there playing lead on acoustic guitar with a whole full backing band where I'm like, we're doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then he jumped on the keyboard and played
Keyboards.
this piano stuff. I'm like, no, you're out of my league. You're
Yeah.
playing stuff that's like out of my realm of comprehension.
And then when he starts wailing and goes upstairs with the falsettos and his
Yes.
wails, and it becomes transient. Then
It's so good.
Just, transcendental, I should say. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ha!
it's pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
It's still his. Sorry to get sidetracked here, but his Terrestrial Daydream album, I'll listen to it at least once a week.
That's awesome.
When I need a peaceful moment, it's a breathtaking album. But I wanted to ask you. I didn't ask you guys to play White Rabbit, so you're probably not ready for that. But I wanted to ask you about White Rabbit.
Yeah.
If any of your fans or anybody has ever come up and tried to compare it with Go Ask Alice.
Right.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing is like when I wrote that song, it's one of those songs that like there's certain songs that just like come to me, and at the time I wrote that, I was like really happy and in a happy relationship
Yeah.
at that moment, and I started writing a song on a brand new guitar that person had bought me. And all of a sudden, this song came out, and it's one of those things where I just had to like push record to just get the. I didn't know
Absolutely.
what was happening, so it's one of those songs that kind of like came through me. But I feel like it's definitely like reminiscent of things that a lot of people have been through, of just being in a relationship with someone where you don't know what's going on and they keep you in the dark, basically. So for me, like the White Rabbit, like I didn't even think about the original song
the
White
reference,
Rabbit.
yeah.
No, I didn't think about that at all, because
The
it
Alice
was
in Wonderland.
of kind of like you don't know where you're going, you're just like following. So I never, even when I wrote that, I never thought about that song. Like I just didn't at that time at all, you know. So that's why I was like, it's the White Rabbit. I'm like, it's
It's
the
the
White
White Rabbit, yeah.
That's one of Kendra's
I'm
favorite
sorry.
songs. That's Kendra Villager is one of her favorite songs.
It's one of my
which
favorite
I wish
songs.
I wish we were
That song.
ready to play it right
Yeah.
now, because she's wanted to hear that song. But then she covered her Villamere covered White Rabbit at their last show when they opened for us, and
Your White Rabbit?
oh no
Oh, Go Ask Alice.
Yes,
Go Ask Alice,
killed it, amazing, yeah.
Yeah, she blew me away when they played at Letter Song, and she said that here's a song that Bonnie Raitt covered, and she absolutely nailed it, and so we're going to play it for you. And it was Bluebird
Yeah.
by Buffalo Springfield. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me? It's my favorite Buffalo Springfield song, and here you are. But she said, yeah, I'm doing it because Bonnie Raitt killed it. And, of course, Kendra's voice is a lot like Bonnie Raitt. She has an incredible
And her
voice.
guitar playing is a lot like Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah.
Like she's like across the board one of the
Yeah.
most amazing musicians I've ever seen. Ever.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Absolutely.
Like, and the most humble, and gets shy and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, Kendra, like you're the best. I hope she's listening right now, because
Yeah.
Kendra, you're the best. I tell you all the time.
That's right,
but
Kendra. Yeah, I always
true.
tell her attitude is just another day at the office.
Yeah.
You know, I'll come up to her. She played headliners, and she had to scream. We didn't know why. She was just killing it, absolutely killing it. And she comes off stage. She said, yeah, the monitors I couldn't hear myself in the monitors, so I had to scream and everything. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to praise you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hear it. I understand it.
But
though,
their
I do.
their album is
Amazing.
Stay With Me is
Yeah.
the opening track. Of course, it was a collaborative effort. I talked with Colin extensively, and he mastered the album,
Yeah.
and he did a fantastic job producing
And like
the
I
album.
told you earlier, I married them.
That's right.
Like, I was officiant at their wedding ceremony,
That's
and
right.
it was one of the coolest things ever. I love both of them so much. I do.
Yeah. She looked amazing with the flowers in her hair. and-
Oh, perfect.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you got another tune for us?
We do.
Yeah.
This song is called Forgive.
You're listening to In the Studio here on 100.9 WCHQ Louisville. This is JoAnn and the Dakota.
know that I have to forgive you, I just don't want to. And where we're going is different greatly from what we been through. Every second that is passing by, so much unspoken, dares to leave us everlasting, bruised and broken. Ooh, don't be sad. If there's a glimmer of a second chance, let's just be glad. Because, ooh, yeah, things got bad. And it's hardest to forgive yourself when you're that mad. When you're mad.
Can't get it up.
I have spent my entire life trying hard to deny my feelings. And in my attempt to avoid the pain, I have inadvertently missed the good things. But with you it always seemed our hopes were always free of ceilings. And I'm just wanting to believe I'm capable of just forgiving. Ooh, don't be sad. If there's a glimmer of a second chance, let's just be glad. Because, ooh, yeah, things got bad. And it's hardest to forgive yourself when you're that mad. When you're that, ooh. Ooh, don't be sad. If there's a glimmer of a second chance, let's just be glad. Because, ooh, yeah, things got bad. And it's hardest to forgive yourself when you're that mad. When you're mad. When you're mad.
100.9 WCHQ Louisville. JoAnn and the Dakota live in the studio here on our new digs on Melwood Avenue.
New Dicks, holding down.
Yeah.
I will say this, that like before I played guitar on that song, and just like the last show I didn't, and I decided I was going to chime in on guitar while we were playing it now, and I realized it's supposed to be capo 4, so like yeah, like there was a
Whoops.
moment where I went, oh no, girl,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Pretend to, yeah.
Hey, it sounded great though.
I really love to play guitar during a show, and like Lyle's playing a guitar solo, and I just pretend I'm playing it solo. I pretend
Well, there
I'm
you
super
go.
cool for a moment.
Yeah.
Just
It's
roll
good
with
to
it.
pretend, right?
It is. Just roll with it.
It's your
It's all
stage.
good. It's good.
It's your stage with your puppets. And
Do it up.
your, yeah. So where do you get your tie-dyed stuff? Is that something you make?
No, these are, I have done tie-dye stuff in the past, and I plan to do more in the future. I did it in my very early 20s. I used to make a lot of tie-dye t-shirts and stuff. But
That's
these,
awesome.
These outfits I got on Amazon, and they're onesies, and I wear them. That's all I wear.
Yeah.
That's all I wear now all the time. Like waistbands, get out of my life, man. I got to do my thing. So, yeah, onesies all the time. Tie-dye onesies every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week I posted a thing. I said, "This is if you saw me anytime in this whole week, I was wearing the same tie-dye onesie, that exact same one, because they don't even touch your body. It's like hanging.
Yeah.
It's freedom. It's
It's
freedom, man.
Yeah.
You can do your thing, drink beer, do whatever,
Yeah.
eat, go out for a Mexican fiesta, and nothing's tight ever.
Yeah.
Just be loose. Yeah, that's it. freedom.
Yeah, it worked for John Anderson. He wore onesies.
Yeah, onesies.
You know, and
It's
for Yes.
annoying. It's annoying when you gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta pull that down, but
Yeah.
and every time in between, it's the most comfortable thing in the world.
There
so
you go.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet
right.
freedom.
Sweet freedom, yeah.
It is.
Fashion advice.
Yeah, fashion
From
advice.
JoAnn.
Be comfortable all the time. Do it.
Yeah.
Who cares what it looks like? Honestly, I don't. My boyfriend probably, and he's listening right now, and he's probably like, God, my girlfriend's walking around in a tie-dye potato sack all day long. But I feel good, and like if I feel good, life
Yeah,
is better.
life is better.
So yeah, I
It
don't,
keeps that smile on your face.
yeah, I gotta do whatever, man. Gotta do my thing.
We need to talk about your shows coming up. You got two.
Yeah.
The big thing, two big things actually. The WCHQ.
Yes.
Meet the new WCHQ coming up
Yes.
April 15th
Yes, on a Sunday.
on a Sunday.
And I predict beautiful weather. I think it's going to
Yes.
be perfect weather for it.
Picture
Outside
perfect.
show. Yep. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we are going to have. It's taking place at Apocalypse Brew Works, and we're going to have food trucks there, and of course, Apocalypse Brew Works beer, and we'll have the WCHQ tent set up so that you can meet all the personalities and meet everybody. And of course, at the end of each set, we're going to have a guided tour of the new station. And we're very proud of it. We put a lot of work, a lot of love into this place. It's even got a green room and a kitchen, and
Yeah, it's amazing and a killer location. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, great location. And we're really, like I said, we're really proud of it. We got new state of the art equipment, so everything is sounding much better. I mean, it sounded phenomenal before, but it's
But to
even
be able to play a full
phenomenal
band setup is cool
Exactly.
because it's not, you don't have to adjust the whole set and try to figure
Yeah.
out stuff. And that's awesome for a lot of
Yeah.
bands that just want to play.
Yeah. And drummers love us. Don't you, Nick? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All you had to bring was your sticks.
I know. I don't think I've ever done that in my life. To
Yeah.
tell the truth.
Yeah. We got, so for all you guys, for all you musician friends listening in and wondering, we do have a house set here, mesh heads and silent cymbals. And, but they come through really good in the mix. They really do. So all you have to bring is your preferred sticks, and if you have a particular drum throne or kick pedal, and that's all you have to bring. So
Which
And
is
a
awesome.
smile.
yeah,
And a
a smile. Yeah,
That'd be nice.
which
Everybody.
is yeah, it's
smile.
it's the most ironic thing. You know, the drummer brings the least amount of equipment.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, this is like a treat.
Yeah, super treat. Mm-hmm. It's cool. So you've got the WCHQ open house, and then Poor Castle.
Yeah, Poor Castle.
Yeah.
Which is, what, is it July
You know, I have
5th
to
or
look that
7th?
up. Yeah.
7th, 6th through 8th? So I think it's July
6
6th
through 8.
8th.
Yeah, my birthday's on the 6th.
And we do,
yeah,
but we do know what night we're playing, but I don't think we should say because just the no, don't, because it was
Yeah.
just released everything. But
us
we're
off.
we're really excited to play that.
Yeah.
Last year was our first year playing it, and I had like put in to play it before, and the first year we got to play it, we got to close out the whole thing, and it was one of probably the most amazing, glorious night of my whole life.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, that Poor Castle shutting out that set.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play it again. I'm excited to be part of it. I love everyone that puts that on, that's involved in
Yeah.
it. It's an
Shayna
awesome,
and Butch and Kevin and
yes, and everybody
Amazing
works
people.
together to do it. It's awesome.
yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
pumped. But tomorrow night we're playing at Galaxy.
Yes.
Well, we're doing a vinyl night at Galaxy with John King, and we're gonna all pick different songs and different records that we want to play. So that's like I think 8 to 11:59. What we'll say midnight. That's that
Okay.
last minute is like the wild minute.
Yeah, the Wild Minute.
Yeah. So we're going to be there tomorrow night. We're going to give away a T-shirt, a CD, some buttons and stuff. And yeah, we're going to hang out with John King and some stickers. And we're going to all just play
Yes.
different records and stuff and have a good time. So
Cool.
it's Tuesday. Might as well do something cool,
Yeah.
man.
Tomorrow
Might as
night
well.
at Galaxy.
Yes.
Vinyl night.
Yeah. And it's kind of a promotion for the WCHQ show
Yeah.
that's happening on the 15th.
So you need to make sure you get some posters.
posters.
and
Yeah, I have
stickers.
to remember to take posters, stickers. Yes.
Yeah, we have brand new WCHQ stickers. They're bigger and better
Yes.
than ever.
I'm ready for them.
So I need
pumped.
to take the small sticker off the back window of my car and put the bigger, better,
Yeah.
faster, stronger sticker.
Yeah, so you gotta just put it right over it, over it.
The
paste it
$6
on
million
top.
sticker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just paste a new one on. It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. Let's see. You guys have played 3 songs, right?
Yeah. We're gonna play one more. We're gonna play an older one.
An older
That's
one.
off of our EP.
Yeah. We still
Slow
have
one.
15
breathy.
minutes to go.
It's a breathy one. We could
Breathy
play it
one.
whenever you want.
Okay. Well, let's talk for a few more
Yeah,
minutes,
that's
and
cool.
so that
I'm
way
cool
you
with
guys
that.
can play us out. So, in the horizon, you guys are writing tunes right now, right?
Yes. Originally, we were going to do a second EP, but then after
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it and stuff and everything, I'm like, well, we might as well do an album. And so
Mm-hmm.
just working on songs now and adding it to our list of songs to make like our first like debut album.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
we're doing right now. And we have a good amount of songs, but I think we need like a few more. We're going to work out with a practice space. We're going to get a new practice space and a new place to record. So I would say by the end of the year, we'll definitely record. So just
Yeah.
like in a few months. But yeah, I kind of looked at the group of songs and I just kind of thought we might as well do an album and
sure.
not just an EP. So, but I like the idea of EPs because you can put them out like
Yeah.
more, but then I was like, well, if we only put out one EP a year, then what's the point? You might as well put out an
only-
album if
Well,
it's
yeah.
going to be one, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, we're not putting this out faster. So I was like, we'll just do an album. And I guess too,
Mm-hmm.
with like blogs and stuff, you can get reviewed and stuff better if it's an album. I'm listening to other people's opinions
Yeah.
and advice
I've heard.
and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, of like,
I've heard
well,
it either way. You know?
right.
Justin Lewis said he had better success with EPs because you can get them out quicker,
Right.
and you could do 2 a year or
Right.
whatever, and
But if it's
more
that's
frequency,
that's
yeah.
if you can get them out 2 a year.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
if you
like people
can.
already know your name a little bit, I guess. You
Yeah.
know, whereas
you know,
like
and the downside though, the CD still costs the same, you know,
Right.
whether it's an EP or full length, and you know, it's a better value as an artist, you know, to get the 300 or the 1,000 count CD with 10 songs on versus 5 songs on it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it makes more sense. So we're just
Mm-hmm.
kind of adding more. We just learned a new song last week too. Or like
Mm-hmm.
we're just building songs and stuff. So yeah, just working our way.
Yeah. So when you play your shows, this is where I get embarrassed and say I have not seen a JoAnn and Dakota show.
That's
You know?
awesome though, because you can then, and it'll be like brand new. All
Yeah,
brand new to you.
exactly. You guys do all original, or do you do some cover tunes? Or
We sometimes do a cover song or two, or a cover riff thrown there. Like, hey, we could play the little the night court, like a little bit of no.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
here we go. This is one of our cover songs.
Yeah.
And that's when I put on my robe. Judging everyone, not really though.
That's great.
So that's one of them. We do a Brian Jonestown Massacre cover. That's pretty much the only full cover that we've done at shows. And it's one of my favorite ones. And when we played shows where I didn't think we were going to play it, and they kind of like surprised me with it because, because I don't know. I like just losing my, I won't say the word. I'm just like losing my stuff
Mine.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
stage and just getting kind of wild with it. So that's that's the main one we've done, and we've talked about doing other ones before. But when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, the time it takes to do an original song, it's like, are we going to put this effort in doing a cover song or like do another original song? So
Yeah.
you know, sometimes you got to just stay on task a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah, that
we
makes
do
sense.
that.
Well, yeah, you really do have to nail it down to what is our mission here. Are we going to do original music or are we going to do covers? 'Cause
Right.
you can really get lost in doing covers.
absolutely.
I'm guilty of that because, you know, when you're solo and you've got a 4-hour gig, then people want to hear what they know.
Right.
And before you know it, you've gone an entire year without writing a song.
Right.
Like, my God, what have I done?
You're like, you're
You
getting
know?
that immediate gratification of a reaction from someone, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
I feel empty a little bit,
Yeah.
like, haven't done my thing.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm a huge James Taylor fan,
Mm-hmm.
and his guitar playing is incredibly complex. So to master one of his songs is a huge feeling
Absolutely.
of accomplishment, and
Yes.
and to be able to take that and share that with others is great. But then I have to step back and say, wait a minute, what am I?
I love James Taylor. I
Yeah,
really
I do
love
too.
James Taylor, big time. So
Yeah.
you sing all the songs too? You sing all of them? When you're playing his stuff, though, you sing it.
Oh yeah. And I've just learned. Hey, Mister, it's me up on the jukebox. I'm doing a lot of songs that Linda Ronstadt covered because my wife, her voice is just like Linda Ronstadt's, and so I'm trying to encourage her to get out
Yeah,
there.
huh?
That's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Sorry, honey.
Calling you out.
I didn't
You're
mean
next.
to call you out. Yeah. Well, we used to do it almost 30 years ago. We used to play out together.
That's
And-
awesome.
and we
You're
would
going to do it
do
again. It's coming
Linda
again.
Ronstadt, too,
I saw
so it's
that
coming
video
back
you
around.
posted with her singing to your dog, right? Or your cat.
Her cat,
Yeah,
Oreo.
Yeah, where I'm like, her voice sounded real good, so
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice.
she needs to get out there again.
Yeah.
To do a duo kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's right. Well, I need to bring it back to you guys. This is all about you guys. I didn't
Is
mean.
it?
I didn't mean to turn.
I like it
around.
being about everybody.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So let's talk about what are you fans of? We still have a few minutes. What bands do you really like? I want to say the local, too, because we talked about Villamere and
Yes.
Forest and the Photons, which are
Yes.
two of my favorites.
There are so many bands that I am personally a big fan of. I will say my favorite bands are Frederick the Younger,
Yes.
Bendigo Fletcher, Villamere, Brenda, Waxfang. There are so many. That's the thing, is there are so many.
know.
But I would say that the ones that like hit me on a really like a level where I rank them with any band I've ever heard
Right.
is Frederick the Younger and Bendigo Fletcher are
Yeah.
probably where they rank with like any band I've ever
Yeah.
heard. So I would say that those are two of my top favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will share the spotlight with others.
Yeah.
Girlwood.
Girlwood.
Yeah,
Girlwood
Girlwood's
is
amazing.
You guys,
the best
you
bands
guys
in
just
town.
played with them, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Small Time Napoleon's one of my favorites. And what's really
Veil.
cool is Vale. Yeah.
Yeah, Vale is
Hunt
amazing.
Garner's
Killing it.
band. Yeah. Yeah, and that's for me. That's the fun part about this town is to become very close, very dear friends with all these amazing musicians. And this community is not competitive. It's I like to call it positive peer pressure. It's like, wow, they're doing that. Let's see if we can do that
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Not to get on top of that, but it it's that energy to want what makes you want to better yourself as
Yes.
a musician. Yeah, expand your boundaries. So, well, we're about at the end of the show, so we got time for the last tune, so you guys can play us out. And I just want to say, this has been great.
This has been great. Thanks
for
so much for
having
having
us.
us,
Yeah.
Gavin. And it's
Yeah.
your first show, and you wanted us to come on the show, so I
Yeah.
feel like super privileged and honored.
Well, thank you.
So-
Thank you so much. Feelings mutual. It's an honor to have you guys on the show. I just want to say our producers tonight were Owen Heritage and Kathy Weisbach. And we've got lots of great acts coming up. Be sure to like the In the Studio page, In the Studio WCHQ on Facebook, also on Twitter and Instagram. So for In the Studio and WCHQ, I'm Gavin Castor. Peace to you all.
You tried to break me. You said that you'd save me. You tried to break my hand. you're breathing now. I finally figured out a sort of middle ground between the gates of hate and living hell. I tried to break free. You swore that you'd save me. I loved you despite your lies. The devil behind those eyes, yeah. I nearly lost my mind. Took all my strength to find a place of peace inside. Don't hate you, but the most I wish you is. I hope you're breathing now. I finally figured out a sort of middle ground between the gates of hate and living hell.
You're listening to WCHQ-LP, Louisville, Kentucky, 100.9 FM. All local, all community, all the time.